I was speaking about Prosepect 13 and how fabulous the chamber has been over the years. I'm a traditional marketer in the sense of I'm all about getting the foundations right, the branding and the strategy. And I'm really, really proud. That's one of the proudest things I have with Prosepect 13 is the team that I've built. I'd float in by my husband, Graham, and he'd be like, wise up. Having to constantly prove that marketing is a critical business function and that we're not just the bonny quines that organise a golf day.
Anybody watching, if you want some creative ideas, get the orange Tanqueray gin.
Orange Tanqueray gin and red wine.
Welcome back to another episode of Seasonal Discussions. Sorry, it's still me hosting. We haven't got anybody prettier to come and take over on the host seat just yet. But it's fine because we deal with classier levels of guests instead of hosts. And next week we're joined by Cerri McDonald. Cerri, how we doing?
Hi, Chris. I'm really good, thanks. How are you?
No, what? I'm getting there slowly.
Good.
Do you know what's fun for me for this one? Is same surname straight off the bat. So there's
I know,
no chance
it's
of
an
getting
easy
that
one.
wrong. And also, your folk will be able to tell straight away you're local.
Absolutely.
You're a local lass. You've got a wee hoppy Doric in there.
You can
And
kind of hear it. I know how to rein it in, though, as well.
the
But I just
professional
thought
side
we're a
kicks in.
C McDonald as well. C McD.
C McD, and it's McDonald named MacDonald. It's just, it's like it was meant to be. He had to come in.
Absolute.
So we crossed paths randomly at a Grampian Chamber of Commerce thing 2 weeks ago, was it now?
2-3 weeks ago, that's right.
When you had the joys of getting up and telling all about your business.
I was speaking about Prosepect 13 and how fabulous the chamber has been over the years for, not just for Prosepect 13,
Aye.
also just throughout my entire career. So it was a good opportunity.
Aye. So Prosepect 13 is your thing. So before we get into kind of your story, tell us a quick bit about Prosepect 13, for it is and for the
Okay, so it's a strategic marketing agency.
Okay.
I'm a traditional marketer in the sense of I'm all about getting the foundations right, the branding and the strategy. So we focus on that with all our clients. Anyone that works with us is for a longer term vision. It's not about coming in and running an ad hoc campaign or creating a bonny brochure. We work with clients long term. It's about the relationship. It's about getting under the skin of a company and saying, where are you now? But where importantly, where do you want to go?
Aye.
And then we use marketing to help you fulfill some of those business objectives. That's us in a nutshell. So it's integrated. We do everything from the strategy, the branding, through to the digital marketing, media and PR, website, the lot, the whole shebang is what we call it.
If it falls under the market inside, you do it.
Absolutely. We do all in-house. It's all, I've got a fully expert team. They're just brilliant. They really are.
You were saying to me they're kind of like self-sufficient now at this stage as well. Because how long have you actually been going? How long has the company been in operation?
We're coming up for 7 years. We'll be 7 in August. And I guess when I started it, it was never the desire to or plan to have a marketing agency as such. I was just thinking I would consult for a wee bit, work for myself, replace my oil and gas salary and just try and maintain the lifestyle I'd been accustomed to. But very quickly from establishing, I'm a marketer, I studied marketing, so I've done that all my career. And I guess I just got it right. I looked at the market, I looked at where the gaps were. And I think we did just hit a sweet spot at a sweet time. It was one of those things. And within 3 months of sort of going out to the market to say that this is what I'm doing now, it was a case of, shoot, we need staff, we need an office. It just kind of built momentum really quickly.
Right.
And I guess that brought a bit of a hunger. It was like, oh, I've caught on to something here. I need to grab this opportunity. And we've just worked it ever since. And the key thing for me, as much as we're about driving relationships with the customers, I really wanted to build a solid, brilliant team. And I'm really, really proud. That's one of the proudest things I have with Prosepect 13 is the team that I've built. That people that are in my room now are the bums on the seats that are meant to be there. And I hope we can maintain that and sustain that. But they genuinely are. We've fitted all the puzzle pieces together. It just feels right.
Now the jigsaw's there, and you've gone from now like 100 piece to you're building up to a 500. You're going to be 1,000 piece shortly.
What's that allowed me to do is step back operationally, I guess. I'm still obviously in a business every day. I'm there, heart and soul, but I'm more up here with the business. I've got the strategic hat on now, leading the strategic direction, thinking differently about us and making sure that we're doing what we are always wanting to do. And to do that effectively, you need a team that's empowered and that you trust, that are going to deliver that high quality service that you have been doing for so long, and keep giving our customers what they need and want. And that's hard.
Aye. I'd imagine it's the first thing would have been getting people in that follow your passion, your direction of what you envision being a big thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a lot of people out there who have got marketing degrees, marketing qualifications, but it's such an all-encompassing thing that can have so many different specialties within it and so many different standards, I suppose, for final products.
It is. It's always going to be about quality and responsiveness, without a doubt, but at the heart of it all has to be the strategy and the brand. Still, I always carry it right back to that, which is what I was trained in at uni, getting in the head of the customer. And so I've built a team that I get to think like me almost. And it works. It's getting there. And we've got a mixture now, we've taken folk for RGU as sort of interns and bolstered them up through the business and trained them, and getting to see some of those people blossom into, the experts that they're fast becoming. The field specialists. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant thing to be part of. So giving that bit back as well. It's not just about giving the service.
Aye.
A big part of it for me has been that team and culture that we're building.
So how did you come about with it? Because you've mentioned obviously you were oil and gas before. Be yourself, and like going for working for somebody else to all of a sudden working for yourself can be a big thing. How did that come about? Like, how did you get to the stage of going, can someone get ideas for myself instead of somebody else?
I think if we take our step back, maybe a couple of years before Prosepct 13 was even a real thought in my mind, I'd always fancied the idea potentially of working for myself, and in honesty, nay in marketing. I was thinking, business ideas. I was coming up with things.
I've had enough of the marketing.
I'd floating by my husband, Graham, and he'd be like, wise up, and okay, we'll just abandon that idea.
Sounds familiar.
And so there was lots of that for a good while. But I think where the shift came to make me take action was I just genuinely fell out of love of the corporate landscape. That's in a nutshell what happened. I was just a little bit tired of the grind. I was tired of having to constantly prove that marketing is a critical business function and that we're not just the Bonnie Quines that organise a golf day. Ken, there was a lot of that in oil and gas.
I can imagine.
And
very much an old school.
Don't get me wrong, I had lots of mentors and managers and colleagues and peers who absolutely knew and understood the value that marketing brings. But it was mixed with a lot of the other side of it. So, when you're a young lassie and you're learning your craft and you're working your way up, you kind of put that kind of behaviours to the side and you just think that's just the way it is. But when you become an adult with a family and an established life and an established career, and you've got a lot of years ahead of you still to go, you suddenly realise this isn't for me anymore. I don't know if I can do this. I actually began to feel like I was losing a sense of my integrity. That's what it felt like, which is quite bizarre because I was working in asset integrity for oil and gas. I'm like, Jesus, I'm spouting all this messaging about asset integrity and I've got no integrity myself.
I've got nothing for me.
I'm literally doing stuff that I'm being told to do that I don't agree with. And so it just became a bit of a chore. And then my last role before starting Prosepct 13, I was made redundant. But there was no tears because I was hating my life there anyway. I literally...
just like an acceptance of, I guess it's probably for the best.
I was just hating it. It was a bad culture. It was a bit toxic. It was management heavy. And there was a lot of people in that business that just, I guess, they were Churchill nodding dogs and I was tired of it.
Just
and
the
I just
yes
thought,
people in the background.
Why am I doing this? So I actually, over this, it was like the Easter holidays of April. I remember it quite clearly, came back from a week's holiday off with the kids. And it was a Monday morning blues, sitting at the edge of my bed, getting dressed for work, thinking, oh my God, what am I going into? And I just turned to Graham and said, Graham, how many years is it till I can retire? And he says, well, see how many years you've worked up to now? You've got to do that again.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I just went on a bit of a moo kind of moaning and ranting, and he just gave me a bit of a reality check and said, I'm getting sick of you. You just keep moaning, and if nothing's going to change, you're going to have to decide what you want to do. So can start deciding, because you can't keep moaning.
Choose.
And it was the wake-up call I needed, I think. So very quickly at that point, I decided, right, what is it? Started just deep thinking and reflecting on what am I looking for here? Do I want to just change for this company because I'm enjoying working here?
Aye.
And then I'm thinking, gosh, if I do that, I'm just going into probably a similar landscape. Do I want that again? Probably not. Then you think, well, I could change sectors, could do marketing in a different sector, or, you know, your brain starts to just go through that process. And then I thought, no, I'm going to start a business. Now, that business was now marketing consultancy again. I had 2 ideas over the summer.
Okay.
Did market research on both. One of them, I would have had to have, it was a product-based business, and I would have had to have sold a lot of that product to make any money. And I was like, that's not going to work. The second business was, it would have needed huge investment.
Okay.
And I was a bit scared to take on that risk of, you know, a big business loan. So I thought, I'm not doing that. And it was again, my husband's like, just go and be a marketing consultant. And if it happens, it happens. You love your marketing. It's not the marketing you've fallen out of love with. It's corporate landscapes.
Yep.
So that was it. I wrote a business plan with the full plan that by October, I was going to hand him a notice and do my 3-month notice period, take him to the end of the year and start what became Prosepct 13 in the January. But that didn't happen because I got made redundant on the 1st of August. And then by the 13th of August, we had Prosepct 13.
I was going to say, is that where 13 come from, then? For starting on the 13th, or was it?
No, it wasn't that. The number 13 has literally carried me my entire life.
Okay,
it's kind of like
it's
like a law of attraction now. It's it just surrounds not just me actually. It surrounds the family, the wider family even.
Okay.
And it actually comes from my wedding day is the 13th of August.
Okay.
It's all very. It's all. I was
going to say
it's really quite weird.
Jeebus. Because a lot of people would hear 13 in a business name and go, you're risking something there. But
I know. Well, when I was building the business plan, the code name was C13.
Okay.
And it was just what we were calling it. And then when it came to actually branding, now the branding of a marketing consultancy back then, I was really worried about being judged. So I put a lot of effort into that. And I worked really closely with Lisa, who still works with us. She's our head of creative, Lisa Simpson, fabulous designer. And me and her got pissed with some red wine. And Prosepct 13's visual identity came to life. We're sitting in my newly fitted kitchen in my house. And she was like, what colours are we going for? I looked around. I was like, I think we'll go pink. And she was like, you want your brand to match your kitchen? I says, aye.
I might as well. Easy.
So that's a true story. But no, when I'm not just speaking about the visual identity, the naming and the narrative around it, I had to get right. Because I knew if I'm going out there saying I'm going to be this marketing consultant, I'm going to have to make sure this lands and lands well. So I spent, wasn't a lot of time because it was literally 13 days.
It's long enough.
A week of them was in Spain on holiday, lying on a sun lounger drinking.
Ideas can come to me while I'm getting
Sevilla?
Sevilla?
No, gin, the gin.
Oh, the gin.
The orange gin. Tanqueray Sevilla or something. The orange, anyway, that's...
Anybody watching, if you want some creative ideas, get the orange Tanqueray gin.
Orange Tanqueray gin and red wine.
In the same glass if you're feeling really adventurous. See, I've been teetotal for 11 years. So I still am. I always say, you never stop being an alcoholic.
Okay.
You always are one. It's just, it's the same way, so it's a random one. Do you know you never stop clapping? Ever.
Me?
Everybody in this world never stops clapping.
I thought you were meaning me. I was like, how many times have I clapped?
No, nobody ever stops clapping. The only thing that changes is the length of time between your last clap and your next one. So technically, you're always clapping. There's just a bigger gap. So if I stop now and go to the morning, start clapping again, I'm still clapping. It's just continued on. There's just a long gap. Same thing applies to alcoholism with drinks.
Okay.
You never stop being an alcoholic. It's just been a lot longer since your last one than your next one.
Yeah.
So it's every single day. So that's 11 years this year for me.
God, well done.
And that's alcohol, tobacco, other narcotics, which is one I mentioned on the internet. Everything knocked in the head in one day.
In a day.
And I just went, I'm done. I'm finished. Absolutely, I couldn't do it anymore. I was dangerous to myself.
Yeah.
But it's things like that you go through that kind of shape what you do going forward. Like, is there anything that you look at in your own past and go, I hate that, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I went through it?
There's lots of that. I think everything that we go through we're meant to go through it.
Agreed.
Because it does shape the next step and it makes you make the decision that you're meant to take. I'm a massive believer in fate, spirituality, all that stuff means a lot to me. And so any negative thing that's maybe happened in something that's been challenging in our personal lives or our professional life, it's for a reason.
Yep.
And it is a lesson. It's to teach you. And you want to do it again. Or you shouldn't.
Shouldn't
So, yeah. Oh, God, Chris, that's quite a hard question.
I can imagine.
There's probably lots of things.
But none of them that you would say you really look back at and really regret. Because like you say, they've led you to where you are now.
No.
And as long as you're happy with what you're doing now,
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it happened down the road.
Yeah, I don't really I'm not a regretful kind of person.
Good.
I'm such a solutions orientated person. So
Okay.
if there is a challenge or a bump in the road, I don't sit and gloat around it and think, oh,
Aye.
I'm more like, how do we fix this?
Aye.
How do we move forward? How do we not do that again? And I guess that's another mindset that I try and instill in my team and my kids and anyone that shares any time with me that would know that about
How many
me.
kids have you?
Two.
Two?
Girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Younger?
They're 16 and 19.
Oh, well, I have a 19-year-old
Have
son.
you?
One was enough.
My two are fabulous. Do you know that?
Aye.
They've not given us any
Are they going to follow you work-wise, though, do you reckon?
touch wood. No, neither of them.
No?
Nah, neither of them
They
are
passed
into the
on the marketing
marketing.
genes.
Nah, when I exit Prosepct 13, it's no going to my kids. They didn't want it. Nah.
I've said the same
They're
thing.
probably
So
sick to death hearing me speak about it.
our brand, SZN, is between the three of us. So there's me.
Okay.
I was known as Smack for years. I played roller derby as a sport, and it was just brutal. So I got the nickname Smack. So S for
Okay.
season is me. Z is Zara, our producer hiding in the background, and N is my son, Nathan.
Okay.
So the idea behind the three of it was we all went to college at the same time.
Okay.
We all finished college at the same time, and we all did something creative. I did communications, Z did animation, and Nathan did game design.
Yes.
So we thought, can someone, instead of work like you,
Yeah.
fed up with the corporate side of things, didn't I want this answering to somebody else?
Yeah.
And corporate speak, I think, was a big thing for us, wasn't it? And that standard terminology of, we'll circle back to this another
Me
day.
and Zara spoke about this yesterday.
Blue sky thinker. No, just we'll put a pin in that. Can we put a pin in that language as a whole, please?
Yeah, get it in the bin.
So we just thought, right, we'll start up something for ourselves and see where we can go.
Yeah, I think I had done it for just that length of time. But then saying that, speaking of regrets, had I not done that 20 plus years, I think it was 20, I don't know, 20 years, 22 years maybe, in oil and gas and tech. If I hadn't have done it, I probably wouldn't have made such a success of Prosepct 13 as quickly as I had because, I had a brilliant career. Like, it was literally a prototype. You go to university, I studied a certain thing, I walked straight out of uni in a job
Aye.
in that field and literally climbed the ranks and the ladder throughout various organisations, learnt so much and had different types of roles and different types of organisations. So give me the variety that
Aye.
has helped me to really understand business. And I couldn't have done that. And also, it was a network.
Yeah.
I built a trusted network of people that I knew I could tap into and built a semi-brand, I guess. People knew me.
Yeah.
And so when it was time to actually say, this is what I'm doing, there was so much support in my network and my
Yeah.
business community. And I had learned so much in that 20 odd years in my chosen field that it just worked.
Aye.
Because folk often say to me, do you not wish you did it sooner? No, really, because I didn't think it would have been what it is. I'm just, thankful that for all of those experiences and all those different companies that I had, good and bad, because it shaped me, it shaped what I know, and it shapes how I work.
Well, I think it goes to show the importance of those personal connections that you make with people
Oh,
as well.
massive.
So it's not between you as a marketer for a company and the company that you're then dealing with on the other side. It's you as a person and the person you're connecting with on the other end of the line.
Yep.
Be it a phone, be it an email. If you didn't connect with that person, it doesn't go anywhere further. Personal connection is such a big thing for folk nowadays that they don't seem to take in as much, do they?
It is. And this is why it's a bit worrying, just, the whole AI evolution. Yeah, I love AI. I love how it's going to speed us up and make us efficient and productive. But it's dangerous in the wrong hands, but also it just removes that human element,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And this is what we need to remember when we're evolving with AI, that we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That we need the people behind it, we need the subject matter experts, but we need that human interaction and
Yep.
that personal touch. So, yeah, we'll see how that...
Humans are a huge thing. I went into supermarket before I came into here, little one just across the road, and I actually went to the cash desk instead of going to the automated tills.
Oh, I prefer that as well.
The amount of
I'd
people
rather
you see
queue.
just blatantly missing out. Like they'll go in queue at the automated tills when there's a person standing at a cash desk. But it's like we've just forgotten about human engagement,
No,
that
Chris,
interaction.
I would always, if I see there's a cashier on, go to a cashier over there.
It's funny when you try and hand them cash now, it looks like you've handed something really weird to
I
them.
have
Like,
to admit, I've never got cash.
no?
Never. No.
I rarely do. I only took cash out today because I went and got my hair cut before I came down.
No, I didn't. I have to admit, it's not something that I've not...
Aye.
I didn't take cash
It's just
anywhere.
it's the fear of people
I
when
don't
you
even
hand
take
over.
cards, it's just on your phone.
Yeah, and have you got a business card on your phone as well?
Yeah.
See, I've refused to add mine to it. Zara was saying before, she's got our business card on theirs. Guarantee I'm going to forget and start getting the business paying for things that I shouldn't be, like scanning the business card at Aldi for the weekly shop or
Mistakes
something.
happen. I have done that before, but you just got to, you just reverse it round, it's fine.
That's where technology just throws me. As much as we are, like as a society and as a race now, a humanity, I suppose, we're so dependent on technology for things.
Yeah.
But that personal connection is still
Yeah.
so important.
It's massive.
Like I miss the days. I grew up. I might have said this to you before. I grew up working in family news agents as a kid,
You did,
and I miss that. Hey, and that local news agency you could pop into and yap away at the staff for
and
ages.
you know everyone, and
Right.
you really care about their stories and what's going on in their world.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's probably a big part of why I do love what we do as well,
Yeah.
because we get an opportunity to speak to so many different types of people, different sizes of business, shapes of business, in different sectors with different challenges, and just listening. A lot of our targets as well, we don't work with large corporates. I'm not interested. Been there, done that.
Aye.
That's not why I set up this business. And I literally turn those kind of clients down. That's not my targets. So when I'm speaking to our customers, they tend to be owner-based or owner-managed businesses,
Yeah.
or certainly someone that's empowered to sort of make critical decisions. So getting to hear those stories, you know, how have you established this business? How's it grown? How's it changed? We just love it. It's like literally a privilege to sit there with them and hear it, and then think, how do we help you? And we genuinely get a buzz out of doing that.
It's a
it
lot
takes you
more.
right back. It's people again.
Yep.
It's just about the people.
It's
Yeah.
people make everything. If you
Yeah.
kind of got, like, I follow a particular type of philosophy, a philosophical approach, I suppose, to the world. And it's all based around interpersonal relationships. Like, literally, if you were the only person left on the planet, you would have no problems mentally, because every problem that we've got stems from interpersonal communications with other people. And if you haven't got those people to be negative or have negative input in your life anymore, then you'd be free and live it. Okay, it would suck.
I'd be bored.
I was going to say, but at the same time, I'd be like, right, well, I've just got so much to do. But it's that.
You would go insane because you'd just sit yapping yourself.
I do that anyway.
So do I.
I'd say some of my best ideas come to me that way, but that's how we ended up with seasoned media as a whole. So maybe name as smart as ideas. Do you still find your brain constantly ticking over with like ideas and creative opportunities and thoughts for how marketing and stuff's developing?
Yes, because we have to.
Aye.
Marketing moves fast. Thankfully, I've got a team around me that are better at a lot of things than I am. You know, some of the more modern techniques and things. Because, as I said earlier, I'm much more of a sort of traditional marketer, if you want to call it that. Yes, I understand all of the things they're doing, but could I physically go and do it myself? No. That's why I've got a good team. You should be hiring people that are better at things than you are. So that's exactly what I've done. I've surrounded myself with a team that are talented in their fields. But yeah, they have to keep evolving because it does move fast. So, and for me, yeah, I love the creative part.
Yep.
And when there's sort of new clients coming on board, or we've got a big campaign to come up with a kind of a hook or whatever for, I'll still be part of that process. And because that's still exciting to me, as much as I'm not the one delivering, I'm very much still part of it at a strategic level and a creative level.
Yeah.
And we all bounce off each other like that. So yeah, but I do still
Constant.
come up with random things. And there's no such thing as a bad idea, is there?
No, well, we say in here all the time, the only bad questions and bad ideas are the ones you didn't voice or try.
Yeah, you need to speak about them, because quite often we'll speak about an idea that it might be shit in Disneyland and we go, what were we thinking? But it'll probably evolve into the next thing that we go, but that would work.
Aye. Plus, it might not work for that one client. It might work for another one somewhere else down the line.
Yep. So, yeah, we do that. We try and meet as a team once a quarter, get everyone in a room together, and we usually do some sort of fun team building type activity. Get some fine food in, because we're all foodies. We all love fine food.
Fat, isn't it?
So, as I was a conversation, fit food we get in this quarter, kind of what meat fit we in the meeting. And then, obviously, there's a bit about the business and our strategy, where are we at with things and so on. But it's a chance for us to get creative and bounce those ideas off and just enjoy each other's company in a more relaxed setting. And sometimes that's when the best things come up.
It's an important thing to do for a creative process, I think, is having that casualness, that relaxed approach to a lot of things, because there can be a lot of pressure on folk to come up with new ideas.
Yes.
To come up with it, especially if like deadlines, I'd imagine, are a massive thing for what you guys do. And that's where I struggle.
Okay.
I personally, my brain never switches off. I've got a notepad by the bed, because I'll often waking up halfway through the night with stuff.
Yeah.
There's 4 notepads over on top of my PC. There's one in my bag, and the notes app on my phone is just clogged full of nonsense.
I've got that.
It never ends. But my issue, and I've said this to so many folk in the past, is time management. And I think that's got to be a massive thing for a lot of people to be aware of now, is time management is key to so many things.
It is. I do block time out for certain activities, and that's how I manage my time, because my days are stretched every day. You know, it's not often I come into work and think, oh, I've got a clear day. It just doesn't happen. But that's the way I like it.
Aye.
Like, I've chosen this, Chris, let's be honest.
It's my own fault.
It's my fault. I want to do this, and I actually obviously get someone out of doing this. So I'll just keep doing it. But no, my days are regularly stretched. And when there are deadlines set upon me, the only way I'll do it is if I literally block the time out in the calendar and just say, no, I have to do that then. Now, don't get me wrong. There's curveballs.
Of course.
Fad doesn't hate curveballs. And so you've just got to flex and adapt. But we're regularly doing that. But as a team, we can tap into each other. You know, we'll move things around. I'll be like, right, could you do that then? And I'll do this. And then I'll jump on that. And, you know, it's just like any team. That's what you have to do. We've got to
Share
lean
the
on each
workload.
other.
Yep.
And make sure that the right people are doing the right things. And we're playing to their strengths and we're getting the best output. So, but yeah, time management. I'm a bit of a control freak. So... And I've got a spreadsheet for Ahan. No, I mean Ahan.
Excel of all sorts.
Yeah. Monster Excel spreadsheets for even right down to when we go on holiday. Right? Christmas.
Have you got an Excel spreadsheet for what to pack before
I've
you go
got an
on
Excel
holiday?
spreadsheet for Christmas that tells me what I'm buying, Abdi, how much it's going to cost, have I bought it, has it been delivered, has it arrived, is it wrapped? Right, like literally, that sounds crazy, but I do.
If it works.
It does work, because what it's done is, over the past however many years I've had said spreadsheet, I can go back and I can look at my trends. How much is my Christmas increase in spend over the last 10 years? Kind of got the data.
You'd had to eat for a weekly food shop as well, do you?
No, but I'm a bit of a control freak with that too.
Okay, I was going to say, I could say that's going to be the next
I
development.
know
Going,
exactly
hang on a
what we're
minute.
eating for the week ahead.
I've got 6 different spreadsheets. There's one for Aldi, one for Lidl, one for us. That one.
No, I am. I'm spreadsheet daft, so my time management is probably as good as it can get.
Aye. Are you just like a one calendar for everything?
Yeah.
See, that's, again, somewhere I struggle with. So I've got one for me
And then
one
personal.
for work. So I've got one for season stuff, whatever I'm
Okay.
doing, everything
No,
else. And then I've got one
I
for
had to
me.
integrate that.
Yeah.
Well, it'll just need work eventually. And yeah, I've got me and my husband have got our calendars synced as well, so that, you know, when we've got socials at weekends and things, he'll know to put his stuff in, I'll put in mine, and then we've got our joint things, so that we know if we get an invite to someone, I can go to the calendar and go, when I got nothing there, we're fine, go. So it just has to happen like that. It would just be too complex.
I can imagine. Does he work for himself as well? Is he self-employed?
No,
or is he...
he works in IT in the energy sector.
Aye.
So he's a bit like me, studied IT at RGU and jumped into a role pretty much as soon as he graduated. It was actually, he was on a placement and they kept him on. So he was straight into work, right in the line of work that he'd been studying.
Aye.
And he's just evolved and grown throughout. He's always been in the energy sector, though. I had a stint in tech.
Aye.
Tech indirectly in oil and gas. So, but
Still connected.
It was still connected.
Tenuous links off in the branch.
Absolutely.
Same tree, just different branches.
It was, well, we were selling to energy, so we
Aye.
had to be, buyer focused and understand who our customers were. So I was still loosely connected into the energy sector. But no, Graham's worked in IT since he left uni, same as I left uni in marketing and did the
So
same.
did you meet at uni? Or?
No.
No?
No, we're childhood sweethearts.
Oh, bless. How long have you been married for? Or how long have you been together for, if you don't mind me asking?
28 year.
Married for?
21 on August the 13th.
Aye.
Yeah. So
See, it does work.
it does. We worked together when we were both studying. I was still at school. I would have been 16, and he was at university. He's a couple of years older than me. He would have been at uni, and we were just our part-time work in hospitality. Worked in a restaurant,
Okay.
and we met there. And yeah,
Amazing how long it works there.
I know.
Have you always had that same sort of, have you always been the same kind of individual, do you reckon? That not controlling, sorry, that's a terrible phrase.
No, but I
Control
probably
freak.
I am.
In your own terminology. Just
Yeah.
that, I'd imagine that you have known each other as individuals pretty well
Yeah,
from the start. It's not like you have grown into different people. You're the same kind of people
definitely.
from start to finish.
But
right,
we've
going through.
enhanced each other, I would say.
Aye.
Like, I am a bit feisty and a bit of a hothead and can get very emotional.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's not. He's much more in control of that side of himself.
Any more laid back, he'd be lying down.
Oh, aye, he's very chill. And so he brings that side out of me.
Aye.
And then I probably bring the more passion,
Chaos.
drive, chaos that he needs. So that's probably why it works. And like, if you think of our brains and our lines of work,
Yeah.
IT is very analytical, scientific, works with numbers, and
Yeah.
I'm nay. I work with pictures and words. So join it together. It's strong.
Aye. So you both came out a uni into that line of work, and one of the big things that's going on now, and you might find it with your daughters as well, same as I'm finding with my son, the importance of uni seems to have faded off quite a bit.
Aye.
It doesn't seem to be like back when we were younger. It was a go to college, go to university,
path.
get a degree, get something, do something. I never went to uni. I could have been the first person in the family to go to uni and get a degree and do everything else. I never did. Came out straight into work, working in St Nicholas Centre when I was 16 years old and going mad for there. Have you how do you relate that for your daughters now? Like, do you think they've got as much of a drive to go into further education as you had when you were younger?
I think they do. I've never been a parent that said to them, Ken, you're going to have to do this and this is your path. I've always known that they need to do something that they'll love.
Exactly.
And it's about working out what that love is. And when you're young, you don't really know what that love is.
Not a clue.
Right? So be flexible then. Pick things that are going to let you have choice. And that's kind of how we've guided them. Now, my eldest daughter, Becky, she's 19. She's in her first year at uni, at Aberdeen Uni.
Okay.
And she knew quite young, actually, what she wanted to be. And we always said, oh, that'll change. She'll want to stick with that, because we all have lots of different ideas as we're growing up. But no, she has. She stuck hard and fast. And then she went to uni in September last year and started her course. And she's a very smart, switched-on girl. She's always been a super academic, straight A's, hard A's.
Oofed.
And Ken puts a lot of pressure on herself to keep getting those A's.
Maintaining that'll be the big thing.
So she's gone to uni, and it's law she's studying, which is one of the hardest degrees you can study. And I think she went in feeling quite confident because she's always been confident and is smart and switched on. And I think it was a shock to the system. It was, I'm not the smartest person in the room now. There's another 200 of people just like me. And actually, this is about to be really hard. And yeah, it was a shock. And she had a few wobbles. But she sorted it out. She sorted her shit out. She came to us. She knows she's got us for support. We helped her through it for that first wee whiley, and she's flying.
So did she come straight from school, work, and then uni, or did she
She did her 6 years. She just went right through and did her advanced hires and straight into uni. And yeah, she's absolutely loving it now. So that's her first year finish. She's off for summer break now, obviously. And she Yeah, super proud. She got awarded the top law student in Aberdeen
good
for her
on her.
first year.
Cheers. That is an
So-
achievement. When you consider, like you say, quite a few other people in there who are of a similar level.
aye.
To come out on top of that is.
But she's
that's
just
a
one of
credit
those
to her.
people that she just drives hard to do everything right. She's a perfectionist. And
I wonder where she gets that.
yeah, it does. But I didn't work like that. I didn't. Like, I worked hard. There's
Aye.
no doubt about it. Of course
aye.
I did. But I don't think I put myself maybe under quite the level of pressure that Becky does.
Aye.
But it works for her. And as long as she's not straining herself, and that's what I try and keep a handle on with her. A lot of parents are like, their struggle is trying to get their kids to study and do the work. Mine's is, I think you've done enough, darling.
Put the pencil down.
Let's go out and do something else, So she was like that. And so she's a lot like me, but I think as a parent, we have children that we strive to make better than us, don't we? We want them to learn from our mistakes and do things better. And I can say that's exactly what our kids have done. So Becky's very like me, but a more polished, better version of me, maybe. Katie is like a polished, better version of her dad. If you look at her personality, so my 16-year-old, she's much more laid back. She's in control of her studies and she'll say, I've done enough, Mum. And we're like, okay, that's all good.
So that camera just decided to switch itself off. Oh, well, that's fine. We've still got the main one.
Aye, Katie, my youngest, the 16-year-old, she's a polished version of Graham, for sure, personality-wise.
Aye.
She is much more calm and laid back, and she'll tell you, I've done enough studying, Mum. She's not a workaholic, but she's another straight A student, right? So they're both like up here academic and smart.
Aye.
But Katie hasn't enjoyed school or enjoyed learning in the same way as Becky. She's much more, she's athletic, she's into sport and well-being and health and all of that things, which is massively important.
Yeah.
So we've really encouraged her in that route, the same way we've encouraged Becky because she loves the academia. We've encouraged Katie in the other way. So she is, she's left school early.
Okay.
She's done her hires.
Yeah.
Her results will be out next week. I'm sure she'll do grand because she got all A's in her prelims.
Oh, she'll be fine.
She'll be grand. And then she's actually quite a young 16-year-old. She was born in February.
Okay.
We put her to school early.
Yeah.
So she's quite young for her year. And she wanted to go straight to uni this year. But it was me. It was like, babe, I think you're a bit young because you're going to not fit in socially the same because you can't go to the pub and all that stuff. So
That's a big change.
well, it wasn't right for her. But I knew she's not happy in school. So I'm not going to stop her doing what she wants to do. So she's going to college.
Okay.
And she's going to do a year in like health and fitness studies. And then she'll probably go to uni after that.
She'll be on the 7th floor at Nescall.
She will.
Yes.
We've been to see it. We went and viewed it. It looked fabulous. She was really excited.
Yeah.
So I think this was when we'll see Katie blossom into herself.
Find herself. I think college is a really good avenue for that. If they have had that opportunity of coming out of school slightly earlier, maybe a bit young to go towards the university
I think
side.
so.
There's a lot more of the social aspect at university compared to college.
I know.
It's a big change. So college is a nice little
It's
buffer.
a transition, is it? It's a transition, and that's how she's looking at it. And she's just excited to get out of school primarily.
I mean, depending on what she does, she might be able to like move a year ahead when she comes into the university
Absolutely,
side.
she could catch up. So
end up with a 2+2 or
but
something.
she doesn't. She's just got to go with the flow because that's
Yeah.
Katie. She just
Good
got
on
to
her.
see how it comes. She wants to travel, and so she's just a bit different from her sister, which is great. So they're both just fab.
Aye. See, Nathan's like I don't understand where he gets it. Yes, I'm a creative person, but I'm not an artistic person.
Okay.
Nathan is artistic. He sits and
Okay.
draws and
Oh, is he?
creates and makes and does
It's fab to see that,
all
isn't it?
sorts. Like he starts bringing through artwork that he's done, and I'm looking at it going, how? Like just how? We bought him an iPad a year and a half ago, 2 years ago for his Christmas, and it's just it goes everywhere with him now. To start with, because he goes home to his mum's for a week, and then he comes and stays with us for a week, and then he goes to his mum's. He just
That's
never used to be
good.
like that until COVID hit. It never used to be like that. He would only come round at the weekends, and then when COVID hit, instead of him being stuck in a house, the same house every day,
Oh, it
7
gave
days a
him the
week.
variety.
So it was like, come over here for a week, then go back to your mum's
Right,
for a week, and he's stuck
works.
with it ever since. Whereas now that iPad will go with him from house to house, wherever
Mm-hmm.
he's going, and he'll just sit. And you get that stage, you've probably had it yourself, sitting in their room for the day. With him, it's just, I know he's sitting drawing something. I know he's sitting creating something. We've built him a PC for scratch in the house so that he can just create and do what he wants to do. and he's now finished his college course, was supposed to come and join us here and take part in the business stuff. And he's like, can someone, I want to go and just get like a normal job.
And that's fine.
It's like, go for it.
And you just want them to be happy.
Put some miles on your soul instead of in your book.
The world is different now. I think when we were younger, you picked your path and you were pretty much set on it.
Yep.
Not so much opportunity to pivot and change direction, but it's not like that now.
Nope.
And so, like, I've tried to tell both my kids, don't worry about these decisions just now, because we can change and move forward in a different way if you just suddenly go into it and you think, I'm not actually keen on this. Or, Becky, you might study law and then even be a lawyer.
Yep.
Who knows? But just go and see what happens.
Yep. If it's what you want to do in the moment, go for it.
Absolutely.
Like the big thing that was drilled in, and I try and drill this into Nathan, and I'm sure you have as well, is I'll always say a roof here over your head. Even if you move out and try something and it crashes and burns, there's still a roof here waiting for you.
Exactly.
Come back and start.
It's your base.
My old man restarted his life at 38. Well, I was born when he was 38.
Okay.
So he was quite an old parent at that point in time.
Back then as well, that would have
especially
been...
in the 80s, 38 year old.
It's quite normal now.
Right. So he was 38 when I was born. He completely changed his career, his life, everything when he was 41.
Okay.
And I'm like, why am I looking at my life in my 30s going, that's it, I'm stuck now in retail? There's so... You're never...
No.
This I heard the other week, or a few weeks ago, you're never too old to change. You're just too old to keep doing if it doesn't work.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I think should ever stop anybody from changing something is just didn't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Get up and enjoy yourself.
I know, just do whatever's got to get you out of bed and excited in the morning.
If you're not looking forward to getting up and going out and doing something, then just don't do it. Go and find something that you're passionate about.
I know.
And it sounds like you two are passionate about what they're doing.
At the moment they are, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
Just let them keep going. And it's an exciting thing as a parent to watch as well. I'm excited for their future.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what they both actually become and what they do, and that we'll get to be part of that and see them and
get to watch the development happen. You're like, good, I have bred my replacements. Be better than I was.
But they didn't want Prosepct 13.
That's fine.
Neither of them. So yeah.
You're like, good. I can.
They both work in the business. Not Becky, not so much now, just because she's too busy. But Katie still does like the admin and stuff like that for us. And it's funny because I always thought Becky would love it.
Yeah.
And she came in and was always just, anytime I was wanting her in to do stuff, she'd be like, oh, I got to come in today. And she was literally doing it for the money, Ken. Whereas Katie's like, are you needing me in today, Mum?
Yes.
She actually enjoys it. I think she enjoys the camaraderie and the buzz in the team and us all just getting on. I guess when Becky was more doing what Katie's doing, the team was smaller. It maybe didn't have the same vibe that it does now. So when Katie's in, she really enjoys being part of that group environment. I think also because she doesn't really like school and hasn't got that same banter in school. It's almost replaces that, whereas Becky had quite a nice social experience at school. So I think it's representative of those things.
But again, if they're happy to come in and do stuff, fire in.
Yeah.
It's like,
Brilliant for their bloody CV.
Child labour doesn't really exist anymore, but if it's your own kids, it's fine.
For their CV, it's cracking because they're going to stand out.
That's such a big thing for folks
nowadays. They're going to stand out.
Kids, and again, when we were younger, it was... As a kid, you were able to go and find somewhere to go and get like a part-time job or get something.
It's harder now.
Opportunities for kids now are so difficult to come by.
It is.
And I think that's why we're seeing so many like smaller startup businesses and stuff come along now.
Because these youngsters are like, I want to do something.
Yep. Want to go out and make something for themselves.
No. And there's some amazing young talent out there.
Well, you must see a lot of it coming through, especially if you didn't work with the big sort of corporate side. You must see a lot of like unique smaller businesses that done
and that's what we love.
What's the most sort of unique thing you've had to deal with, do you reckon?
See you asking these hard
questions. I don't really think I did this for a living.
A unique business.
Something different that's maybe come across your desk and you thought, this is something I'd want to do because I've never worked with a product or a person like this before.
I mean, we've had everything from obviously downhole tools and energy through to schools, through to tech companies, professional services. We had in lockdown actually we had a fun thing, and it still runs to this day. It was actually just a Facebook group, a community that was built in lockdown for people to share recipes and ideas, right? Okay. And we branded it up for her so she could try and commercialise it and start getting a subscription cost through it and stuff like that. It was just a bit of fun, really. But it was good fun. We called it WTF, like as in like,
Aye.
what the fuck, but
Aye.
it was what the food,
Hey.
or well tasty food.
It's good marketing,
So
isn't it?
there was just a bit of fun. So that was quite quirky. Have you heard of Shadow Shapes as well? That's quite
No.
a quirky one.
What's that?
It's a gifting business. They produce. It's about places, passions, and pets.
Okay.
Right. Random. It's recycled plastic cut into a shape that's personal to you, that you would just, it's like a display piece.
Yeah.
But like they're display pieces for random places, like maybe on the top of a windowsill and things like that. Just quite obscure. That was a weird one and a different one to help market.
See, I love hearing things like that, though, because that shows just how much creativity there actually is.
Yeah.
People everybody always goes on about, if you're going to start a business, you have to make sure there's a gap in the market. Sometimes the market that you're going for doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
It's not always about finding a gap. Sometimes you're creating your own market by finding things out there.
The guy that owns that, I mean, Bruce, he's a fabulous guy. He had a very successful business called Marketech, and they were actually like a training provider, and they used to, this was back in the day in oil and gas, when you would host like a training session where you would be using physical props to create scenarios on a desk, and showing pipelines and things, and they were all made out of this recyclable plastic. Okay. And then, of course, as the world has evolved, there's no need for that kind of training now. It all gets done online. That's just not how you train people.
Yep.
Still a really good idea. It works, but it's evolved. So his business was in a place that he just wasn't making money anymore, and he had to pivot. And it was a bit of a lockdown baby, I think, whereby he just started producing these other shapes and things and took it to me, and I had a dash hound display, and so we've had Shadow Shapes, we've put him into Vogue for UK, and just
that's
little random things like that.
It's amazing things that would I'd imagine get your sort of creative juices going as well, because you're just like, okay, this is interesting.
We like getting these little odd jobs.
Aye.
I said earlier that all our clients work with us for a long time. They do.
Yeah.
But when we get a little piece like that we're like, oh no, let's give them a hand. We'll do it. We'll absolutely do it. These small businesses that just need to polish up the brand and think correctly about a brand, we'll do those.
Aye.
And if
That'll
it
be
leads to
taking
something, if it leads to something in the future, great. If it doesn't, we know that we were part of that journey and we got them off the ground. We're working on a Pilates instructor one at the moment, for example. So, as much as we've got our long-standing clients, we do get these odd little creative ones that crop up now and again.
And I'd imagine working
work
with those smaller little fun, interesting ones can often create ideas for those established clients as well, where you think, hang on, there's actually someone we've done for this Pilates instructor that randomly could work for this tool company.
It is. It's a really good point, Chris, because there's a lot of customers out there that believe, that if we meet a customer and they say, maybe they're in hospitality, right? What hospitality clients have you got? And if you can't name all the best restaurants, they're not interested, and it's like, it's such a bad way of thinking, because marketing principles and the strategy and the foundation's the same no matter what I'm selling. Right? Yes, we need to understand first if it's business or consumer, but most importantly, if I was selling to, what we're selling, what demand are we filling, what's the challenges and the pains that it's taken away, and getting in the head of that customer, right back to that again. And if you can do that with one product, you can do it with any, and you can do it in any sector as well. It's just about learning the right way to do it. And so that's a bit of a red flag for me. If I get a potential customer in front of me who basically is judging me whether I have got a client like them or not, I don't care if I really want to work with you, because you didn't understand what marketing's value is then. And you're not, and if, hey, I can educate them, I can explain that to them. If they get it, great. If they don't, I'm probably not meant to be working with you then. And then it's funny because we had a client just at the start of the year that came on, and I like to ask feedback as well with new clients, like why did you pick us? I'll have already established how they found out about us, But I do also then, once they pick us, want to know if it was what was part of the decision-making process so that I can understand for the next one.
Yeah.
And his main reason was the fact that we were diverse with our clients, because he said, I like that you aren't just oil and gas.
Yeah.
Because it told me that you're going to come up with different ideas and you're going to have different perspectives and different things on the table. Whereas if I just go to someone that just markets oil and gas, they're going to look at it in one way and one way only.
Yep.
So that was so refreshing. And I thought, that's the kind of folk we want to work with.
If someone comes in going, right, I'm hospitality, what other hospitality brands do you have? My first thought is, do you just want to be the same as what they're doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Where's your differentiation?
What is going to make you stand out to the market if
Yeah.
we're just going to tailor your stuff exactly the same way as somebody else does?
It's just short-sightedness.
Yeah, so if you want to copy paste, go onto their website, copy and paste their website.
Go
and
on to
retweet their adverts.
ChatGPT. Do you know what I mean?
Type in what this brand does and can you do the same thing for me? Because it's just, there's no individuality to that. And that individuality is what makes a brand stand out.
That's what we're trying to get under the skin of, to understand that.
Yeah. Well, I think you're clearly doing something right with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have grown as much as you have in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
So you're a massive credit to, I think, to Aberdeen businesses as a whole. Having listened to you speak at the Chamber, sitting chatting with you today, and just doing a little bit of work into the background ourselves. Yeah, yours is the kind of business, I think, and you're the kind of person that Aberdeen needs creatively going forward.
That's kind.
Well, it is. There's too much of this generic same. Aberdeen as a city needs to get out of the oil and gas mindset.
Yes.
It's still glued into it. It's still stuck in the Union Street is for shops. Aberdeen is for oil and gas, and it's just not.
We need to evolve.
It needs to. And
It's starting, though.
It's getting there.
It is, and we've got to be positive about that as well, Ken, because change won't happen if we don't get behind it.
It wasn't even happen
I
overnight
like
either.
listening to all the doom and gloom and folk getting all, it's the oil price down again and that's redundancies. It's like, how long have we lived in this region? It's just part and parcel of our lives here.
Exactly.
And the shift will happen again. Mm-hmm. It's about being resilient. It's about managing to stay behind it and thrash forward. And I think that's what we're good at in this region, is taking the highs but getting all the lows. And we'll do it again. Yep. But change is coming. It is coming. It's just a bit slow.
That's the issue we've got. Is I think it's that we're in a generation now where life happens so much quicker that when change doesn't happen as quick as we want it to, we're like, that's it, it's going to fail. Nothing's working. And it's like everybody, the Broad Hill has just reopened again.
I haven't been yet. I'm dying to go up.
Neither have I. I was down at Pataudry after it had reopened and I kept thinking, I've got 20 minutes to spare. I'll go out for a walk over it. Then I got yapping at somebody else. Standard. Can't help myself. But everybody, when the work was going on, there was so much, they've done this, they've done that. Now that it's open, all that's gone. Like all the people who were saying, it's terrible. Nobody's gone and experienced it and says it's horrible.
No, I've seen it. I've seen photos of people having been up there and things, and I want to go.
I want to get up there with a camera and just film for the view.
It reminds me of my childhood. My granddad lived just in Linksfield.
Okay.
And I used to stay with him quite a lot at weekends when I was younger. And so a lot of my weekend childhood memories are walking a dog with my granda, going past Pataudry, or going round like old Aberdeen.
Aye.
And he loved ice cream. So I used to walk to the beach and he used to get a Knickerbocker Glory, his size, and he'd say, well, share it, Kerry. And he'd eat the whole thing.
I was going to say, but share it, maybe.
But when I went over to Broad Hill, so it's kind of childhood memories for me. So I hadn't been up. I must.
I grew up in Seaton and Linksfield originally. So
did you?
I stayed in the high rise in Seaton as a kid. And then when I got, as an adult, I moved into the high rises next to the golf course for a while as well.
Well, my granddad, he was for Al Aberdeen.
Oh, okay.
And he lived in Linksfield in his later years. Right. So that neck of the woods for me carries a story. Yep. And it's just part of, it's like that nostalgia piece when I'm down that neck of the woods. The same with the Fitty. Right. So he was a trawlerman, so he was out at sea. So what I doing at the harbour and looking at boats and, walking around the little fisherman houses at a Fitty and that. So
Fitty's gorgeous.
That is, it's a connection.
See, they opened up a new bit of an older bit of the pier again as well for folk to get and walk onto. I'm tempted. I want to get down and have a wander out that way myself.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely. So the other bit for me that's a bit nostalgic is Bridge of Dawn, like the Brig of Bulgownie and that sort of area as well. Again, connecting you through into Seaton Park and stuff. So it's just, that's my past.
One of the first places that Zara and I went for a walk after she moved up to Aberdeen was down the Brig of Bulgownie. Because my father used to stay in the high rises the sheltered housing one, just
Oh,
across
yeah,
the road for the Lidls
yeah.
at the back.
Ken for yard.
So we used to just come out of there,
Yeah.
go for a wander around the brig, start picking some of the wild berries that were
Yep.
hovering around, taking
Yep.
the dog for a stroll. Just there's so many nice areas in Aberdeen.
Oh, we're spoiled, really. Ken. I ken that there's a lot of work to be done in the city, and it's transitioning, but we didn't have to go far to find
No.
scenery and fine folk,
Aye.
and just appreciate
Yeah.
what we've got. It's right here.
There's a lot here for folks. The city's evolving, it's developing, and I think the brands that are popping up in the city now deserve companies like yourself to work alongside them.
And that's so right about, that means a lot to how I think about our client base and who we want to work with. It's exactly it. It's companies that deserve that platform to have their story told in the right way, at the right time, to the right people in the right channel. That's what we're all about. And it's kind of looking at those organisations that have maybe never ever felt that marketing was maybe in their reach because we can't afford an agency. Well, you can if the agency's got to work hard for you.
Yeah.
And if the agency's got to make sure that budget, that limited budget that you have, is spent correctly.
Yep.
And we'll let you see that results and that return on investment. And that's what we strive to do all the time. Because, I could have opened an agency or evolved Prosepct 13 into working in the corporate space, getting the big clients and the massive budgets. It's just not what I was wanting.
Aye.
If I wanted to work in that environment, I'd still be there.
Yeah.
And I'd be a VP of global marketing for some oil and gas organisation, probably miserable. And why would I even dip my toe back into that space again? We just don't go there.
It's not worth it. Well, you're a credit to Aberdeen, you're a credit to Prosepect 13, and I have to ask one bit. I think I've seen it just a little bit as we've been chatting this. Have you got a 13 tattooed on the side of your hand?
I do, yes.
Wonder. I saw it. I thought I saw it earlier. I was like, it's
do.
either a B or a 13.
13.
Did that come before the company or did that?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. See, all ties back to one number.
It is. It followed me. It's followed me since the day that I picked August the 13th out of thin air for my wedding date. That's when it started.
Okay. Well, there you go. Tenuous connections and things that stick with you through all time.
It's just what matters.
Exactly.
How the world goes round.
Well, you talk about stories, you talk about storytelling. That's what we aim to do with the podcast that we're having here. So we appreciate you coming in and telling us your story.
It's good to ask me in. Thank you.
Before you're allowed to leave, we have to ask for a recommendation on someone else's story to tell.
Okay.
So somebody you think
Someone
would
that
be
I
worth
think
coming on to
I've got
come on.
loads of people that I can
Who
recommend.
deserves, you talk about people, giving them a platform they deserve. Who deserves a chance to sit here and tell Aberdeen businesses their story?
I mean, like I've been saying throughout the conversation there about some of our clients, we're talking to folk like that all the time.
Yeah.
And we get journalists coming to us asking for those kind of stories.
Yeah.
And we've just this last 2 weeks actually put a couple of people to Kelly Wilson at the Press and Journal for that very reason. So we've got loads of people like that, Chris.
Okay,
You want me to name one now?
By all, if you think of one just now and then send us a call sheet afterwards, we'll get in contact with all of them and give them a list. We'll get everybody on.
Yeah, I'll just facilitate the introductions. Of course I
go.
will, because, we've got lots of interesting people that we're surrounded by.
Well, there's a future prospects for collaborations.
See what you did there?
Jesus. You can tell it's late in the day and I've not finished enough coffee as it goes on. Well, listen, Katie, thank you very much for coming on. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
And for everything that you do for the
you.
businesses in Aberdeen.
And you're
long
doing
may
the
it
same.
continue.
That's what you're trying to do as well. So
We're trying our best. Links to Prosepect 13 and to Kerry on LinkedIn will be in the comments section down below. So thank you, everybody. If you're new to watching these, don't forget to click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it supports not only us, but the businesses that we work with as well, which is greatly appreciated. We'll see you in next week's episode where we chat to other creative individuals in the city. Bye-bye.